Aragonese is a Romance language spoken in several dialects by 10,000 to 30,000 people in the Pyrenees valleys of Aragon, Spain, primarily in the comarca of Somontano de Barbastro, Jacetania, Alto Gállego, Sobrarbe, and Ribagorça. It is the only modern language which survived from medieval Navarro-Aragonese in a form distinctly different from Spanish. Informally known as fabla, Aragonese is also commonly referred to by the names of its local dialects such as cheso or patués. History. Aragonese, which developed in portions of the Ebro Basin, can be traced back to the High Middle Ages. It spread throughout the Pyrenees to areas where languages similar to Basque were previously spoken. The Kingdom of Aragon expanded southward from the mountains, pushing the Moors farther south in the Reconquista and spreading the Aragonese language. The union of the Catalan counties and the Kingdom of Aragon, which formed the 12th century Crown of Aragon, did not merge the languages of the two territories. Catalan continued to be spoken in the eastern Navarro-Aragonese in the west, with boundaries blurred by dialectal continuity. The Aragonese Reconquista in the south ended with the cession of Murcia by James I of Aragon to the Kingdom of Castile as dowry for an Aragonese princess. The best-known proponent of the Aragonese language was Johann Ferrand de Heredia, Grand Master of the Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem based in Rhodes. He wrote an extensive catalogue of works in Aragonese and translated several works from Greek into Aragonese. The spread of Castilian, the Castilian origin of the Trastamara dynasty, and the similarity between Castilian and Aragonese facilitated the recession of the latter. A turning point was the 15th century coronation of the Castilian Ferdinand I of Aragon, also known as Ferdinand of Antequera. In recent times, Aragonese was mostly regarded as a group of rural dialects of Spanish. Compulsory education undermined its already weak position. For example, pupils were punished for using it. However, the 1978 Spanish transition to democracy heralded literary works and studies of the language. Modern Aragonese. Aragonese is the native language of the Aragonese mountain ranges of the Pyrenees, in the comarca of Somontano, Jacetania, Sobrarbe, and Ribagorça. Cities and towns in which Aragonese is spoken are Huescar, Graus, Monzón, Barbastro, Bielsa, Chastain, Fons, Echo, Estadilla, Benasque, Campo, Sabina Nigard, Jaca, Plan, Anso, Iabia, Broto, and El Grado. It is spoken as a second language by inhabitants of Huescar, Zaragoza, e.g. the Los Caballeros, and Teruel. According to recent polls, there are about 10,000 active speakers and 30,000 passive speakers. In 2009, the Languages Act of Aragon recognized the native language, original and historic, of Aragon. The language received several linguistic rights, including its use in public administration. Dialects. Western dialect, Anso, Vale de Hecho, Cheso, Burden, Chaca. Central dialect, Panticosa, Bs Castorla, Broto, Bielsa, Yebra, Ainsa, Sobrarbe. Eastern dialect, Benes, Plan, Bizagori, Campo, Perarua, Graus, Estadilla. Southern dialect, Higuero, Iabia, Razil, Boli, Leota, Huesca, Almodovar, Noki, Labata, Alguezra, Anguest, Pachusa, Albastro, Nabal. Phonology. Traits. Aragonese has many historical traits in common with Catalan. Some are conservative features that are also shared with the Asturleonese languages and Galician Portuguese, where Spanish innovated in ways that did not spread to nearby languages. Shared with Catalan Romance, initial F is preserved, e.g. Filium and gt, philo. Romance palatal approximate consistently became medieval, as in medieval Catalan and Portuguese. This becomes modern ch as a result of the devoicing of sibilants. In Spanish, the medieval result was either or nothing, depending on the context, e.g. iuvenem and gt, choven, gelare and gt, chela. Romance groups lt, ct result in e. G. Factum and gt, fator multum and gt, muito. Romance groups xps scj result in voiceless palatal fricative x, e. G. coxu and gt, coixo. Romance groups lj cl, tl result in palatal lateral ul, e. G. Muliare and gt, mulla acutla and gt, agala. Shared with Catalan and Spanish open o-e from Romance result systematically in diphthongs, e. G. Vela and gt, viela. This includes before a palatal approximant, e. G. Octo and gt, uito. Spanish diphthongizes except before yod, whereas Catalan only diphthongizes before yod. Loss of final unstressed e but not o, e. G. Grande and gt, gran, factum and gt, fator. Catalan loses both o and e. Spanish preserves o and sometimes e. Shared with Spanish former voice sibilants become voiceless. Shared with neither Latin b is maintained in past imperfect endings of verbs of the second and third conjugations, tenebar, teneba, dormiba. High Aragonese dialects and some dialects of Gascon have preserved the voicelessness of many intervocalic stop consonants, e.g. cletam and gt, cleta, cuculliatam and gt, cocolata. Several Aragonese dialects maintain Latin ul as geminate ul. Vowels, consonants, orthography. In 2010, the Academia de l'Aragonès established an orthographic standard to modernize medieval orthography and to make it more etymological. The new orthography is used by the Aragonese Wikipedia. Aragonese had two orthographic standards. The Grafia de Huesca, codified in 1987 by the Consejo de Fabla Aragonza-It convention in Huesca, is used by most Aragonese writers. It has a more uniform system of assigning letters to phonemes, with less regard for etymology. Words traditionally written with v and b are uniformly written with b in the Huesca system. Similarly, ch, j, and g before e and I are all written ch. It uses letters associated with Spanish, such as n. The Grafia SLA, devised in 2004 by the Sociedad Lingüística Aragonesa, is used by some Aragonese writers. It uses etymological forms which are closer to Catalan, Occitan, and medieval Aragonese sources. In the SLA system v, b, ch, j, and g before e and I are distinct, and the digraph ny replaces n. During the 16th century, Aragonese Moriscos wrote Algemiado texts, possibly because of their inability to write in Arabic. The language in these texts has a mixture of Aragonese and Castilian traits, and they are among the last known written examples of the Aragonese formerly spoken in central and southern Aragon. Grammar. Aragonese grammar is similar to that of other Iberian Romance languages, such as Spanish and Catalan. Articles. The definite article in Aragonese has undergone dialect-related changes, with definite articles in Old Aragonese similar to the present Spanish equivalents. The most widespread articles in Aragonese are similar to those in Galician and Portuguese, since they lack the initial L. The second article, after a vowel, is used with an R. Lexicology. Neighboring Romance languages have influenced Aragonese. Catalan and Occitan influenced medieval Aragonese, and the Catalan influence continued under the Crown of Aragon in the Ribagorçan dialect. Since the 15th century, Spanish has most influenced Aragonese. It was adopted throughout Aragon as the first language, limiting Aragonese to the northern region surrounding the Pyrenees. French has also influenced Aragonese. Italian loanwords have entered through other languages, and Portuguese words have entered through Spanish. Germanic words came with the conquest of the region by Germanic peoples during the 5th century, and English has introduced a number of new words into the language. Gender words that were part of the Latin second declension, as well as words that joined it later on, are usually masculine: filiu and gt, philo, sciuru plus olu and gt, esquirulo. Words that were part of the Latin first declension are usually feminine: filia and gt, phila. Some Latin neuter plural nouns joined the first declension as singular feminine nouns: folia and gt, fuella. Words ending in or feminine: aona, acala, acala, and amor. The names of fruit trees usually end in era and are usually feminine: a perera, a manzanera, a nuquera, a castañera, a telera, o tilero, a olivera, a cyricera, l'almendrera. The genders of river names vary, many ending in er feminine: a cinca, a singa, a cincuta, a garana, labar, a noguera, a isuela, la yucha, la uerva, etc. The latter was known as Rio de la Huerba during the 16th century. Many from the second and the third declension are masculine: de abro, o galagard, o flumen, l'alcanadra. Pronouns. Unlike most other Ibero-Romance varieties, Aragonese has partitive and locative clitic pronouns derived from the Latin inda and ibi, n, and by ie. Such pronouns are present in most major Romance languages. N is used for partitive objects. No he visto como aquilo I have seen like that. Partitive subjects: n fa tanto de mal it causes so much of pain. Ablatives: places from which movements originate: sen Virginia ra memoria memory goers. By ie is used for locatives, where something takes place: nibi heba, uno, literally, there was one. Allatives: places that movements go towards or end: ve acutas b.